Good evening. I'm Leslie Collum, co-president of the League of Women Voters of Murfreesboro and Rutherford County, and it is my pleasure to welcome you tonight to this public forum for Rutherford County offices. Before we begin, I would like to thank the Rutherford County Chamber of Commerce for their co-sponsorship of this event. I would also like to thank the Rutherford County Government Access Channel, Chasen Haynes of the Chamber, and Judy Powell of the League for organizing this event and making it available to the viewing audience. I now want to remind our live audience of a few rules. No pens, signs, or other visual expression of a candidate preference will be permitted. We also ask that you not applaud or otherwise respond to the remarks of our candidates. Please hold all applause for the conclusion of the forum. Also, we ask your cooperation in staying in your seats until the forum has concluded. I would now like to turn it over to our moderator for the evening.
Good evening. I'm Jean Ann Rogers, and I will serve as moderator for the forum this evening. The forum is co-sponsored by the League of Women Voters of Murfreesboro, Rutherford County Chamber of Commerce, and Rutherford County Office of Technology. It is my pleasure to welcome both our audience here at the County Courthouse and our viewers at home to this evening's program. Tonight we will hear remarks from the County Commission candidates in District 8. Before introducing the candidates, I would like to outline the procedure for tonight's forum. Each candidate will be allowed 1 minute to make an opening statement. When all candidates have completed their opening statement, the first of several questions will be asked. Each candidate will be given 30 seconds to answer each question. 1 minute will be allowed for the last question. I will begin by introducing the candidates. They are each seeking election to a seat that is important to the citizens of Rutherford County, and we hope to hear them address the substantive issues facing all of us. I want to thank them for their gracious acceptance of our invitation to participate in this event. Sitting to my far left and speaking first tonight is Miss Tiffany Jones. Next is Mr. Billy Pittman. Miss Lisa Toombs is not with us tonight, but she is also a candidate. And then we have Mr. Ronald Williams. Ms. Jones, you may open with your opening remarks.
Thank you. I would first like to thank the League of Women Voters, the Rutherford County Chamber of Commerce, the Rutherford County Office of Information Technology for co-sponsoring this event. I would also like to thank our moderator tonight, Ms. Jean Ann Rogers, for the time that you have dedicated to this event. Thank you. Good evening, residents of Rutherford County. My name is Tiffany Jones. I have served this community as an educator for over 5 years, as well as a board member for the Fosterville Midland Volunteer Fire Department for over 2 years. I'm a 27-year-long resident of this community, and I love it dearly. I have served as a Girl Scout leader for my daughter, and I have served on numerous committees and members and chairpersons through school, work, church, and Girl Scouts. August the 5th is an important date for our county. Please vote. Help me continue to serve our community as Rutherford County Chamber.
Thank you, Ms. Jones. Mr. Pittman, you're going to get the first question, and it is, why are you running for commissioner?
Well, I'm running for commissioner in order to represent each citizen in our district equally and fairly. I feel like that we need that. We need to be the voice for the citizens in our district, not only because they need us to do that, but not all times do we have the right answers for everything that's brought upon in front of us, and we need to listen to their input. And sometimes if the majority of the folks in our district need us to vote a certain way, then we need to go with that and vote with them on that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pittman. Mr. Williams, same question. Why are you running for the commissioner? Or why are you running for re-election?
Well, the challenges for the county are pretty intense because of the growth that we've had and the continuing changes that have gone on in our county in the last 10 years, 5 years, and so forth, and that's going to continue. And I want to do this to help solve the challenges and to save the face of the county as I know it, have known it when I grew up. So that's
Thank you, Mr. Williams. Ms. Jones, same question. Why are you running for commissioner?
I am running for commissioner because as I said earlier, I love this community. I've always been a server. I've enjoyed serving our community in many, many ways, and I would like to continue serving our community as commissioner of District 8.
Okay. Mr. Williams, you will get the question for the first time, this one. What is your vision for Rutherford County in 20 years?
Well, the new development that's coming needs to have itself self-supported. Now, having said that, the problem lies that we've got to change the 1984 zoning regulations and try to get the state to change how we can be funded on this.
Thank you. Ms. Jones?
Over my 27 years as a member of this community, our community has greatly grown. It has gone from the little bitty Walmart over on Old Fort Parkway to 2 Walmarts and numerous amounts of stores and businesses across the county. My vision is for it to continue to grow, but to balance growth along with good quality life for citizens.
Thank you. Mr. Pittman?
Well, I feel that my vision for Rutherford County would be to continue to see it grow in a way that is beneficial to the entire county. We can go ahead and get some infrastructure in place now so that when that growth happens, because it's going to happen, it's already happening, we can have that infrastructure there so that that growth doesn't cost us as much. Then if we pave the way now for that growth, and when the growth happens, we'll already be prepared for that. We won't have to come back and do other things to do that. Also, we need to manage this growth in a fiscally responsible way. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. The next question is, what do you feel is the number one issue facing Rutherford County in the next 5 years, and how would you address that issue? Ms. Jones, that's your question to answer first.
The number one issue for our county in the next 5 years is budget constraints. We have to rein in our spending. We need to start saving more. We need to start paying off the enormous debt that our county has. I would like to see some budget cuts, and I would like to see some savings going on, and I would like to see some paying off of debts in our county.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Pittman?
Can you repeat the question for me, please?
I will. What do you feel is the number one issue facing Rutherford County in the next 5 years, and how would you address that issue?
I believe that is also the growth that we talked about a second ago is one of the major issues that we're going to be facing in the next 5 years, as well as managing our budget. You know, as family members, as households, we have to manage the budget that we have. We have to manage the money that we have coming in. We have to spend within our means. And I feel like we need to try to do that as a county as well, and try to rein in some of the spending, and just continue to fund the growth and take care of the things that we need to take care of, but try to cut where we can cut. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. What do you feel is the number one issue facing Rutherford County in the next 5 years, and how would you address that issue?
The planning for all the infrastructure, homes, schools, and houses have been going through a process over the last year and a half. We've been working on that. So that the planning department, along with the county commission, are going to upgrade those, and that would be how we would fix that in the next few years.
Okay, thank you. It has come to my attention that I did not give you, Mr. Pittman, or you, Mr. Williams, an opening remark. And so would you like to do that now, or would you like to have extra time at the end?
I would like to go ahead and do it now, if that's okay.
Okay, thank you.
Well, I would first like to thank the League of Women Voters for hosting this forum so that the citizens of Rutherford County can get to know the folks that are seeking offices here for the county officials. As she said, my name is Billy Pittman. I live out in the Blackman community. I have a wife, Pam. I have 3 children, Madison, Tabor, and Carson. I'm a past president of the Blackman Community Club, also a member of New Vision Baptist Church. I am a TSSAA basketball, baseball, and football official. I'm a small business owner here in Murfreesboro, Rutherford County, and also spent 8 years in the United States Air Force active duty. So I would appreciate your vote on August the 5th. It's important that you go vote. You may not choose to vote for me, but do go vote. It's very important. Also would like to remind you that early voting starts on July the 16th, and I would greatly appreciate your vote. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Williams, would you like to give your opening remark now?
I'll wait the extra time at the end. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. I hope that doesn't give us too much. Okay. Mr. Pittman, it's your turn to answer the question. How have your experiences prepared you for this job?
I feel that my experiences in the military, leading people, being around folks that have strong leadership skills, have enabled me to be a leader and to listen to the folks that you're leading and take their inputs and use those inputs to solve the problems that are presented to you. I also feel like being in sales and in a management position with the Coca-Cola Company for 6 years, I learned how to manage and how to budget things that we needed to do, and I feel like we need that in the county as well. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Williams, thank you, Mr. Pittman.
Thank you.
How have your experiences prepared you for this job?
Well, prior to being on the commission, county commission, I had a business on 2nd Avenue in Nashville where I was on a number of citizen advisory boards, and we studied things, traffic, parking, historic preservation, and through all of that process over 10 or 15 years, I've learned how this level of government operates. So I feel I'm quite capable of doing that.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. Ms. Jones, how have your experiences prepared you for this job?
Well, once again, I've served on numerous committees with different organizations throughout our community. I've always been a server. But I will not pretend to know everything. I have made plenty of mistakes in my life, but I will promise you this, that if elected, well, even if not elected, I will continue to make mistakes, but I will be a better person tomorrow than I am today, and I think that's our charge for our life.
Thank you, Ms. Jones. Okay, Mr. Williams, you have this question. What challenges face the county, and how would you address these?
Well, one of the biggest challenges that the county has is the landfill, where it's expected to run out somewhere in the next 15, 20 years, maybe 25, depending on the estimates. So what we need to do is to recycle, recycle, recycle. In doing this, we need to expand the 15 centers to where they all contain all recyclables so we can reduce the amount going into landfill by about 45%.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. Ms. Jones?
Once again, the major issue facing our county is budget constraints. With the landfill going out in 15 to 20 years, and in April the 18th, our county voted on a new fire protection measure. It is imminent that our county taxes are going to go up. We must begin to plan for this now so that our taxes don't go up. I hope to avoid that in the future.
Thank you, Ms. Jones. Mr. Pittman?
Can you repeat the question, please?
What challenges face the county, and how would you address these?
Well, I agree with Mr. Williams that the landfill is going to be a challenge that we do need to address. There's multiple ways to address that, the major one being recycling, and that's something that we need, as a county, we need to try to look into in the future. I know that it sounds easy, but that costs money, and obviously, as we've talked about, that's money is a constraint that we have placed before us. But also, growth continues to be a major issue here in the county. We need to understand that and try to grow responsibly so that we can continue to grow in a prosperous way for the whole county. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pittman. Okay, this is the last question, and you get a minute to answer, and then we'll try to get it straight, so you get 2, but I messed up. Okay, the question is, and Tiffany, Ms. Jones, you start first. What changes would improve county services, and how can they be implemented?
Well, I think the one issue facing our county, or one major aspect of our county, is community service, serving our constituents. So changes that need to be made would come from our constituents, seeing from them the things that they would like to change. Community service, customer service, for our constituents, for our residents of our county is very important. Once again, I'd like to remind you that voting is August the 5th, and this is a very important day for our county. It's a very important election for our county. And please vote for Tiffany R. Jones, County Commissioner, District 8. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Jones. Mr. Pittman. Do you remember the question?
Yes, ma'am. Can you repeat it for me again?
Okay.
I'm sorry.
What changes would improve county services, and how could they be implemented?
I think one of the major changes that can improve county services, what we talked about a second ago, is recycling. Everybody knows the landfill it's not getting any smaller, obviously. And in order to keep it from growing and, as Mr. Williams said, going out in the next 15 or 20 years, we do need to recycle. We all need to recycle. And right now it's difficult to recycle. You do have to take it to the convenience centers at different locations, and if it's not convenient to you, then obviously a lot of people will not do that. If we make it convenient for folks to recycle by trying to offer curb pickup maybe in the next few years, trying to do something like that to encourage folks to recycle, then that is a great thing that we need to do in order to help the landfill extend its lifetime. Again, I'm Billy Pittman. I need your vote. I need you to go out and vote for me. I just need you to go vote. I would appreciate your vote. August 5th is Election Day. Early voting begins July the 16th, and I would greatly appreciate your vote. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Williams. Do you remember the question?
Oh,
Oh,
sure. I've waited for you to read it. I'm sorry.
oh, okay. I'll read it again. What changes would improve county services, and how can they be implemented? And then you have 2 minutes because I didn't give you your time.
Okay. Well, the communication between the county government and the public, the people in the county, that is probably the single most thing that needs to be adjusted that we have. By making a better IT department that we've been working on for the past 4 years to give better information, more public meetings, making sure that all of the agendas are published, making sure that all of the committees, just in the last few years we have adopted a policy to videotape and film the school board work sessions, and as well as other committees that have not been in the past. So that's what we have done, what we're going to do. So I would just thank you for your support and ask for your vote.
Thank you. Would you like to give your opening statement?
Sure.
Okay.
Well, I was watching the button there,
I
so
know
I didn't know what time it was. I didn't know you had a different timer there. Well, I was just going to let everybody know a little bit more about me that may or may not know me. I live in the Rockvale community. I was born and raised there. Family farmed and lived there for over 100 years on the same family farm. I'm a member of the Fellowship United Methodist Church. I'm married. My wife works at Scales Elementary School, where my 10-year-old daughter attends. And I raise beef cattle on the family farm. And I would just like to thank all of the people that have contacted me in the last 4 years for doing that, because that communication is what makes local government work. Thank you.
Thank you. Once again, on behalf of the League of Women Voters, Rutherford County Chamber of Commerce, and Rutherford County Office of Technology, I want to thank all the candidates for their participation tonight. I also want to recognize Brian Robertson and the staff of the County Technology Office for their cooperation in presenting this program on Governmental Channel 19. I also want to remind all citizens to go to the polls on August the 5th to exercise this important right to determine who represents them, as well as the other important positions being voted on. Early voting is July the 16th through the 31st. May we close with a round of applause for the candidates.